Gabby.
I'm Jessica.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. We're on the 400.
Okay, I do the hurdles and I do sprints.
Okay, come on, sprints.
Yeah.
Like the 100, 200 sprint?
Yeah, 100, 200.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you do it all. You just gotta add a few more. You could be doing the half.
Hey.
No,
I'll leave that. I mean, I might as well have.
Yeah. Okay.
Might as well.
Okay. Might as well.
Maybe one day. No.
Okay.
I'm
No,
joking.
No,
I'm joking.
None at all.
Never.
Okay.
It's
Okay, that's okay.
It's a done.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Multi-talented. That's all right. Cool with that.
Thank you. I applaud you doing the 400.
Yeah.
I do.
I'm sure you could do it. Coach says like all sprinters can do the 400.
I ran the 4x4 a few times.
Yeah, how was that? Which leg? Because that matters.
It depended on how my coach was feeling.
Okay.
So I think I've done second and third.
Yeah. Which one you like better? Any?
Honestly, it all feels the same.
Okay.
I feel like I'm always dying no matter what. So.
Okay.
But I will say,
Yes.
I do appreciate the fact that he put me on the 4x4 because I feel like it made me like a stronger athlete.
For sure.
Like some people are opposed to doing it.
Yeah.
I embraced it.
Oh my gosh! Now that's I know you're hurt for sure for that because a lot of short sprinters are like, no, don't do it. Like if you have to put me on there, like then do it.
Yeah.
But if not, then don't. Okay, so you do the 100 hurdles. Tell me about your coach. Tell me about your how you got started running. I only know the hurdles from other people's perspective. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I could start with like how I started running.
Yeah.
I used to just be like an arts person.
Okay.
So I sung, I danced, I acted, all that. And then I was cheerleading when I was in middle school, and the coach like kind of saw, I guess, how high I jumped. So he was you should be a hurdler. And honestly, at that point, I didn't even like try hurdling or try track because I had moved and they didn't have middle school sports.
Wow.
So
where you moved to?
I had moved from Charlotte, North Carolina to Maryland.
And they have middle school sports?
Not the county I was in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was in Anne Arundel County. I don't know what they're on. Yeah. And so basically after that, when I got to high school, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it. And my brother, he had ran track, he did hurdles, he jumped, everything. I didn't try jumping.
So like hurdles is like in your blood.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
I kind of credit him.
Okay.
Just a little bit. No. But so I went and I honestly, so my brother and my dad tried to get me like in shape. Okay. And before that I had ran against we had PE classes in middle school. So I ran against the guys and I would always beat them. So I was like, maybe I'm a little fast. Yeah. But I had never actually tried running. Okay. And they took me around the neighborhood and they had me running. I said, oh no, this is not for me. I can't do it. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna trying out, and basically, ever since then, it's been history.
Worked out. It worked out.
Yeah.
So you're from North Carolina then?
I was originally born in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Oh wow.
Yes, very cold.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Sounds
very cold. And then I moved to Maryland.
Okay.
And then after that, I moved to Charlotte, back to Maryland.
My boyfriend lives in Maryland. He
lives
in Hyattsville. So I was up there it was cold. I was there for in December to January.
It's cold there too.
The high was 32.
Yeah.
I couldn't really do a lot. It's a lot of hills though, so I was finding hills.
Okay, yeah.
I couldn't feel my toes.
Yeah.
But I was still going up the hill.
Yeah. Ooh.
It's real cold.
Yes.
Why are you?
I'm
from Ohio and I still feel like it's cold.
Really?
Yeah, I still feel like Maryland cold.
It wasn't for me. Going from Minnesota to Maryland, I guess it was a little better.
Yeah.
But not that much. The first time I lived in it was Owens Mills.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then the second time I lived in Annapolis and Hanover.
Okay, so those are a little close. Yeah. Owens Mills 50 minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I know those areas. So the hurdles. So I gotta ask you this because you said do hurdles. Okay. So Aries Merritt used to train with us and he used to do something crazy 10 hurdles, then 12 hurdles, then 10 hurdles. You gotta do 12. You be doing 12 hurdles.
Okay, so.
Because how do you even put 12 on? I don't know how Coach Anderson was. I was always trying to figure out how
you gotta
get 12
you gotta
on
cut
there. Because it's only 110 at the most, and it's only 15.
Hey, them coaches find a way. My high school coach used to have me do like more than 10. But Coach Johnson, he doesn't. He doesn't really like to do that workout. Yeah. But we do go over 10, but not more than 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because I was just like, how is he doing 12?
It's brutal.
And like by the time they hit 8, you could tell like they was trying to throttle him down. But then he had 2 more to go.
And I know they're moved in closer, so like technically
it's not like
as much, but you know, you're still going over 12, so it feels so far.
Okay.
Like I'm like, no, I'm glad I don't have to do that now.
Hey, that's called a blessing.
Yes. Yes. For sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Oh my gosh.
So like, what's the worst workout you've ever had?
I don't know where to start. I mean, if you count where I cried,
okay,
like at the hill, like so we in Florida we have 400-meter hills. Oh. So like we might have like 4, 4, 3, 3, like 2, 2, 1, 1, and you gotta do it again, like back up the ladder 2, 2, 3. So like you know, I was like, Coach Gary, I don't know if I got this, and he's like, when you get down to the bottom of the hill, just give me a thumbs up or not. So I went down there, and he's like, what's it gonna be, Jess? And I was like, you don't gotta do this. You don't have nothing to prove to nobody. Right. Like, but I did it, and I was sad. Like my thumb went up real slow. It's like, and I was when I got to the top, I cried. Stevie was like, he didn't know what to say. Just get up. It was like dirt. I just laid in the dirt. So for any type of hill that got 400 at, you know, because it's like incline or like declining 300s.
Okay.
I don't really like those, especially when it gets faster. You got to be like 38, 37, 36 or like something like that, and you got like 2 sets. Yeah. Coaches is crazy.
They are.
Yeah, but then I'm like, am I crazy because we do the work? That make us crazy. Are we crazy because we do it, or it's like we're supposed to trust them, so we're not supposed to ask questions?
I've heard some coaches say that as athletes we might be a little crazy.
Okay. What you think? You think we are?
I think maybe like a little bit, but not like, you know,
not
crazy.
As crazy as them.
No, they're definitely like very crazy. With the workouts they give us
is ridiculous. So what's your hardest one since you don't do 12 hurdles?
I don't know. I feel like you have it on that one, but I would say probably I've done 8 300-meter hills.
Oh wow!
Which for me, I was like, I mean, I'm gonna do it. Yeah. I'm not gonna say no. Yeah. You could probably give me any crazy ridiculous workout. I'm gonna attempt it.
Okay.
But if you know I go down during the workout, at least we went out trying.
Right. Hey, somebody gotta do it. If you don't try, they say it's no limit. You know, they say the sky not even the limit. So then when we go and we like hit these walls, then it's, I don't know, because I'm like, y'all said it wasn't no limit, but my body is it's a limit. I got tears, I got laughing, like
those workouts where you cry.
Yes, I'm like, the limit has been reached. Oh my gosh,
I've had a few of those. For sure.
Gosh, what's it like having like Alan Johnson as your coach? The people be like, can I have your autograph? Like, is that like?
Yeah, it's crazy to me. Okay, so like from the perspective on the side that I'm on, like. I'll go to meets with him and people be like, oh, Alan Johnson. And I'm like, that's Alan. Like, okay, it's Coach Johnson. Right. But no definitely, right, like that's how I feel. But, you know, I definitely enjoy having him as a coach and having him, he's kind of like been there at the level that I wanted to like go to. And so like just having him be able to like show me the ins and outs and teach me, I feel like it's definitely a blessing.
For sure. Yeah. Because, you know, he started the little shorts, the little...
I know. He's a trendsetter.
I'm trying to tell you.
He just, you know...
He just set the tone and the pace, you know. Still alive at 35. You know, he had that track and field news cover. I was just like, man, I didn't even know who I was just getting into track. I was like, man, who is this guy going over the... Yeah. It's like, it's pretty impressive. So... You know?
He's still kicking at 50. Hey. He just had a kid.
Oh my gosh, what did he have, boy or girl?
He had a girl.
Oh, girl dad. Girl dad.
I know, right? I'm like, okay, coach, you still got it,
you know what? That's the perks of being a man.
Yes.
Yeah, you can have kids at a I don't want to call them old. At a latter age, at a stage in life, you know.
It's okay.
Women can too, but men more so they can.
He's old.
Okay.
He's definitely old.
You said it, and
I see
I'm
him at
just
Packers.
here, and you know, it's your. You know him better than me. So
No.
I mean, what you say?
Don't tell him I said that.
I'm not gonna say.
He might give me a crazy workout if
Right,
he hears
and
this.
that's not fair to you for telling the truth. Like, you know, they tell us to tell the truth and they didn't tell the truth.
Exactly.
You know? So I don't know.
I'm not here for it.
We didn't have this conversation. It didn't happen. Okay. And we're just gonna talk about still alive at 35. I'm not gonna talk about
Exactly. I do think that's crazy though, how he like his career went so long and he was.
It was like, imagine 30. Like, I'm 33. I'm like, dang, that's like probably running like 49 at 35. I'm just like, yeah, that's impressive. Hey, that's, you know, that's
the sky is the limit.
Hey,
there's no limit.
None. The moon, the stars, Pluto. Well, Pluto's not a planet. I don't think it's a planet.
I don't even know.
Oh my gosh, they keep changing it. I don't know.
I have no clue.
So tell us about, nobody else is here. Tell me about the Olympics. Tell me about making the team and like what it was like being. Cause how old are you?
I am 23.
What year were you born?
1998.
Okay, you still in the 90s.
I'm still a 90s baby.
Okay, thank you. I was
yes.
like, oh my God. Nothing wrong with 2000. I'm like, oh my gosh, I really been here for a long time.
I don't know. Something about that 2000. No, I'm
yeah, that not this is a little different. You know, y'all all a part of that generation. Are you Z? I think you Z. Cause I
don't claim it.
Okay.
My brother was born in 1993. I'm like, I'm part of your generation.
Okay. I'm not gonna talk about the Z. I'm not gonna talk about the Z. You know, y'all got some good qualities. Y'all don't. You know, they say that if y'all not happy, y'all leaving wherever y'all at. Y'all are. Yeah. You know, y'all make a lot of demands.
A lot.
Might make life harder for some other people, but that's all right. You know, I can look up to y'all and be like, no. Generation Z doesn't take this.
Nothing at all.
Yeah.
It's just a little crazy.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Just somebody gotta start. If it don't start, then does it ever begin? No, I don't think so.
That's not a thing.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
So tell us about how was it being 23 at the Olympics? What do you feel like? I made the U.S. team, so like, that was the hardest part. You feel like, man, because y'all had no fans. Yeah. Which is totally different. Like, I remember running in front of like 70,000 at Worlds, and I was just like, oh, my first time out here. Versus do you feel like it's still that same type of pressure or same type of like feeling of whatever excitement or nerves, even though it was nobody like in the crowd, or do you feel like?
Okay, so I would say it was for me, it was a very weird feeling because like at the trials we did have fans and it was like so hype, and then it's like, this is the Olympics, which it's supposed to be a hype moment, and it was like, I feel like they did really well with like making us feel like it was something that was big, and then they had like these sound effects.
Oh, do you feel like it helped, or do you think they could have kept it? I
don't know how it made me feel, because it was like those sound effects that were like didn't like Jaws or something, and I'm like, okay, wait.
Somebody coming.
I'm like, this is making me feel a little nervous, and there's no one here. Like, so it's weird. I think knowing though that there were a lot of people still like watching and supporting, kind of like filled the void that there weren't any fans there, and then like, you know, like your teammates and stuff were a lot. So there was some people,
other people from if they weren't competing and stuff were there. Were they like loud though? Were they voices? Do you feel like people were loud, or do you feel like people were kind of just like?
Honestly, like when I run, I don't really like hear stuff. I hear my mom. I will always hear her voice. Yes. But not really anything else. I don't know what it is. I think like because I started dancing when I was 3, so I've always been like performing on stage in front of people. So I kind of just like
block out the noise automatically.
Yeah, I don't hear it. But I will say it was a cool experience. I feel like it hasn't hit me yet. Like it's weird. Like honestly, when people like say like stuff is like a dream, that's kind of what it feels like. Like I'm like, that happened. It did happen. Okay, that's crazy, but I'm glad I got to experience it in the way that I did. It was kind of weird because I didn't have Coach Johnson there with me.
Okay. Man, without your coach, so how was that? Did y'all like kind of, could you plan for that? Like, hey, my coach is
Yeah, we planned for it for sure. And then I had like another coach helping me, Coach Hayes. And so like she kind of helped like fill the void of him not being there. Yeah. And I appreciated that a lot. Yeah. So yeah, like having that. Yeah. But it was still like kind of weird just like not having what my traditional like support system would be there. So I felt like I had to like, you know, put on my big girl pants and be like, okay, we're here in this moment, let's get it however best we can. But yeah, I'm glad I was able to experience it at 23 so that like for the next one I know what to expect. Like I felt like I needed that at the age that I was. Well, I guess I'm still 23. I'm about to be 24 though.
Okay, when?
February 22nd.
Okay, what's that?
Like,
is that Pisces?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Pisces. Okay.
Pisces. Yes, I am.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm a Capricorn, so you know Pisces.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So,
okay, so your birthday was like just recent.
The 8th.
Oh, okay.
Well, so thank you. You know, thank you.
Yes.
So, yes. Oh my gosh.
Are you a Zodiac person?
Not as much as my friend Phyllis.
Okay.
You know, I think I was really into it when I was younger for like dating purposes. It was like avoid this at all costs. So like I kind of was just into it then, but then I realized I'm like, y'all are wrong about all of this. I don't know. I thought that was really strange. I was like, wow, I was deep into it. But like Phyllis is really good at saying like after she's around somebody, like while she's like, oh, what's your sign? And she'll be like, oh, so you're a very intuitive person. It's really important for, I'm like, you're gonna creep this person out. But I love being like the fly on the wall.
Yes.
Like, I'm looking at them like, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Or some people like, oh my gosh, you know me. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What about you?
I would say I like kind of am.
Okay.
Not like on no weird stuff.
But, so with love, you feel like you feel like it's certain signs that you're just like, we're not compatible.
Okay.
It's not gonna work.
I won't say, I feel like it has to do, because it's not just like your main zodiac sign. It's like all,
like if you're water,
all of them. Like you have your rising sign, sun sign, moon sign. So I feel like you have to like include all of them to actually know the person. Because I am a Pisces, but there's some stuff that I do that's like.
So what sign are you staying away from? Like, man, you just, you can't.
Probably gonna have to be like Virgos or Scorpios for me.
Yeah.
Which I feel like I hear that from a lot of people.
Yeah, the little feisty. The Scorpios, the little feisty. Yeah. I would agree, you know.
Yeah, no.
No? Okay.
Staying away from
that's
them.
fair.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, you know a lot of things about it. So you.
But I'm not like super like, okay, like no. Oh, you definitely act this way. Like, I feel like I take it with a grain of salt. Okay. And I'm like, okay, I could see how this could be, how you could be like that. I feel like it helps me understand the person a little more. Because I really like understanding people from, like, all different perspectives. Okay. So that, like, I can understand, like, where they're coming from. Yeah. So.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
What was your degree in school? I'm just curious.
I double majored in communications with a concentration in media and sport management. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I just got my master's in sports management. I thought you were going to say something like psychology. I got my undergraduate since you said you like understanding. I'm like, very interesting. Very interesting. Communication is just as important. You know, they always talk about communication is key, you know, that kind of fun stuff. So I'm like,
I think I'm just like a very intuitive person.
Yes.
So that, I can see how you.
Yeah. So I was trying to put two and two together, but I got 3.
Coach Johnson was a psychology major.
Really?
Yeah. He's also a Pisces though, so like.
Okay.
We're here. We're here.
It makes sense. Yes. Athlete coach. Man.
Well, I guess we had fans back at the Olympic trials, but I'm like, fans are actually back.
Yes.
So.
That's going to be interesting. You know they might move the trials. I heard they might not have trials at Hayward.
Oh, really?
Well, I heard that, let me take that back. I heard that a lot of other athletes from other places don't think it's fair that we'll get to have trials at Hayward.
Yeah.
And that it'll be an advantage knowing that we'll have more. I'm like, but we already ran there for the trials, so we already one step ahead if you ain't get there.
Exactly. Like,
side-eye. Side-eye. It's like, if you think that's what's going to help us, then you thought wrong.
It's trying to get the
medals with or without.
You just got to come with it regardless.
Yeah, hello.
I mean, I'm just...
Hello.
You know.
It's very interesting.
They're always going to say we have an advantage.
I know.
It's cool.
You think we're ever going to get rid of COVID? Like, those are kind of things. I'm like, is it going to go away?
God. Are we
going to ever get back to normal?
I have no clue.
There's like some kids who don't know life without masks.
Yeah.
Like I watch movies, I'm like, wow, there's no masks.
Yeah.
Even the new movies don't have masks either, but it's still kind of, I'm like, man, been in masks.
It's
for
very
years.
weird for me. This is like a very weird period because I've had so many years of my life where we weren't like this, and I never imagined it would be like this. But now we've been like this since I was 21. So literally graduated college, pandemic.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got through college though. Without that pandemic. Because I don't know what do they even do now?
They do a lot. They're testing. They do it's just a lot of rules. It keeps changing. Yeah. Poor nostrils did not ask. I'm like, could you please do the right? The left one is tired.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Tired.
It's painful.
It is. And you got different people who are just like, oh, breathe. Yes. I can't. Something's in my nose.
Oh my God.
Restricting airflow.
Yeah. Like last week I had to get a test. And I had never heard this before. The lady was like, okay, I'm going to twist it around your nostril for 5 times. Yeah. She was like, and then blow out while I'm doing it. I was like, ma'am.
This is the first.
Right.
Wow.
Okay, she's like, I just want to get a very accurate sample.
She's looking out for you. She wants you to be 100% sure.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that the test is good enough.
Yeah. Wow. I haven't heard that either.
I'm over it. Okay. I'm hoping it ends soon.
Yeah.
But,
Can we get back to normal?
I don't know.
I hope so. I'm hoping so.
I don't know if I can imagine life
without masks.
Am I gonna feel comfortable?
You probably not. Probably not. I didn't used to think a lot of people wash their hands anyway. And so they're like, wash your hands, and force people to do it who weren't, and they're probably still not. But then it's people are gonna be real lax and not wash their hands.
I feel like COVID exposed dirty people.
Yeah, for sure. It's oh, you don't wash your hands. It's what you got going on?
Especially with them earlier strands. Now they're a little bit more contagious, so I'm like, okay.
I know, which is crazy.
Yeah.
It's man, every time I hear somebody cough or sneeze, I'm nervous. It reminds me of that. You remember that pertussis commercial? And it's a little kid's coughing, and I'm like, a little kid's coughing on the plane. I'm like, pertussis. And I'm just they put that in my mind. That, I'm just Jessica, everything's not COVID. People might have choking on crackers.
Exactly.
They might have a cold. It could be anything, and I'm just, everything
makes you so paranoid.
It does. So I'm working on that. More faith.
Yeah.
And more trust. And they said they have better cleaning measures. I'm like, oh, there's crackers in the seat. It's I thought y'all said y'all sterilized the plane. It got I was like, there's gum on my seat. Oh wow, would you like a wet wipe? Yes. Yes,
or
please.
2.
Yes, please. She's like, you were so pleasant. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, because I know you're not the person supposed to clean the plane.
Exactly.
But now I'm just I got to bring my own Clorox wipes that they say you shouldn't use because it discolors the seat. So I'm like,
oh, I didn't know that.
They say you should use Lysol wipes.
Oh.
It's dead. But if you have Clorox, you should use it to
clean the.
Still do it.
I feel like they tell us it's sanitized.
Yeah.
But are they really sanitizing?
We don't know.
We wouldn't.
So it's better be safe than sorry.
Right. I feel like in order to really feel comfortable knowing you I need to smell.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Lysol. Or
the
something.
airport bathrooms here smell like bleach. I felt so
really
safe. I got off the plane like bleach.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm very happy with the measures they're taking.
Yes.
For our safety.
Yes.
And shout out to New York for that. yeah. So
I will say I appreciated that about Tokyo too.
Really?
They made us feel like, or at least they made me feel really safe and comfortable. Not the fact that I had to spit in a tube every single morning. Oh my God, I was like, y'all are crazy, but I will say they made me feel like we were safe and we weren't gonna like catch COVID or anything because they were taking the proper measures.
Yeah.
They were really strict about it.
That's important for athletes, you know. It's like we're already worried about, you know, all these other things, making sure we get our steps right or our push outs or blocks right or whatever. Yeah. So
the less we have to worry about.
Yeah. So if you could do any other event, which one would you do if you knew that you would do very well, like you could make the team in this another event? What event would you do?
Other than hurdles and sprints,
any event that you think like, man, I would this be interesting.
I feel like long jump. Although I don't know how I feel about the sand because I'm like that person that like the beach is cool, but I don't really like the feeling of sand everywhere.
Okay,
like,
so you're just there for the pictures.
Yeah,
that's right. That's correct.
I'm like, I have a thing with like just dirty feelings.
Okay,
like, I'm not like a super germaphobe, but
it's like OCD a little, and that's okay.
Maybe a little.
That's okay. Those are the people we trust most. Yeah.
My mom is like a clean freak, so I grew up in a house where the house is like really clean, and so I think it
you
kind
had
of
like the 2-finger test like this on the baseball.
Not that bad.
Okay.
Not that bad. I might have to
pass the test. Okay.
I need you to go handle that and figure it out because that's excessive. But
the long jump. Yeah. What happened? They tell you scratch by like this much though. I think that's something that jumps and like, oh, you were over the board. I'm like, how did you see that?
I always wondered that. Like, I mean, I guess some meets they have like a camera or something.
Yeah, or they have like the little
board.
It's like it got sensors or something.
Yeah.
I don't really know that.
I get that,
I'm just
but like
saying that would make sense to me.
That much. I guess it's like similar to racing. Like, you know, you could be like that close.
Yeah.
As a
vet.
A vet. Yeah. I'm like, can I call her a vet?
You know, you're gonna be 24.
Yeah.
I'm 9 years older than you.
That's true.
So yeah.
Okay. Well, yes, as a vet, what advice would you have for people like me who are just like getting into their professional career and just like, I guess whatever tips you have like for us, whether that's like, you know, how to make it in this world or anything, whatever advice you feel like giving.
I would say the first thing is, and I'm pretty sure you know this as an athlete, like, and somebody told me that, Angelo Taylor told me, he was like, the name of the game is stay healthy. Like, when you're healthy, you're able to train how you want, you're able to compete how you want to the best of your ability. So just making sure you're doing all the little things. I feel like we hear that all the time as athletes, but I'm like, man, this is my 11th year being a professional athlete. And so it's like, man, some years I wasn't as good, and I was like, man, injury sucks. And I remember some years I feel like I was on the top of the world. I'm like, yes, like this is what a healthy season feels like. And really just to enjoy it and just to remember what you want out of the sport. I feel like whatever it is that you want, just let that be your motivation. You know, you want to run a world record, you want to run, you know, you want to be the U.S. champ, you want to be whatever you want to be, then like just remember that during whatever time, the hard times, the good times, when you're top, when you're somewhere in the middle, just always go back to that just for inspiration. Because like you said, we have family, we have friends, people who are gonna, you know, really big us up. And there's gonna be sometimes some people like, I ain't feel like getting out the bed. I'm like, I want to sleep in. I'm like, I don't want to go to practice today. And it's just like, but remember what you said. Like, you said you wanted to run sub 50. You said you wanted to be U.S. champ. I'm like, dang, don't nobody even, I know, I guess I did say this. And so just remembering what you want out of the sport and making sure that, I don't know, you enjoy it. And so I think that's the biggest thing. For most of the years, I've really enjoyed the sport. And just, as I always, like, a hashtag I use is like joy in a journey, just finding joy wherever you are in your journey and enjoying in something that you're doing. So just enjoy it. You know, you got a coach that already knows what it takes to get there. So I mean, I know he's not going to steer you wrong, and obviously you believe in what he's doing. I think that's a big part of it. And also just don't be afraid of change, whatever change might mean. I think that's a big thing for me. I'm just like, this is how I used to doing it. You know, being a vet, I'm like, look, I done did it like this for 3 years, or I'm always like, my best year I did it like this, and then like, why are you so stubborn? I'm like, fine, okay, I'll embrace change. So also just when times call for it, just to really embrace change. And so just enjoy it. And I don't know. What do you think the hardest part is about being, because think about people coming out of college, they're like, I want to be pro. I want to go pro. Like, that's my goal. I don't want to do, like, what do you think the hardest part about being pro is that you feel like younger athletes don't know?
Okay, well, I feel like I can kind of speak from like a little different of a perspective because I didn't come out as like that person that won NCAAs or honestly, I don't even think I made an NCAA final.
Oh, wow.
And then my first year running pro, this was before COVID, the indoor season, I won my first indoor championship. And that was like really the first time that I had actually like won something. I mean, I had made a U.S. junior team for the 4x1 and the 200 and like placed top 3, stuff like that, but never anything like big. So I would say that the hardest part is remembering to focus on what you can control, because a lot of times I would find myself like, I know I'm out here, like I changed my diet, literally everything. I felt like I was doing every single thing right in the book, and nothing, like I felt like nothing was paying off. I'm like, no, I know I'm out here like working as hard as the others, but I'm not winning. I'm not doing these things. Like, why is this happening? But just like, I just told myself like, stick in it, and like remember, like, you know yourself, you know your worth, you know what you can do, and so like remembering that was kind of like key for me, because it was hard at first, because I feel like, I'm not gonna say it's much easier when you are the person that's at the top, especially like knowing what I know now. I feel like, not that I'm at the top, but I feel like I've seen both sides to be the athlete that's like out here trying to like prove myself, and I still feel like I'm always gonna feel like I have to prove myself, because that's just the type of person I am. But and then now being on the side of making the Olympic team, like seeing both of those sides, it's just knowing that you can, no matter like what path you take, whether you are at the top or you're at the bottom, that like you do have like the same struggles. It's how I feel like. It's just like being at the top, it's like, wow, like I have to perform this way because I'm here and everybody expects it. And then being like the person that no one knows, it's like, no one knows me. I really have to like go out here and show out so that they can see what I can do. And so I guess like I too always thought like after making a team or something, it would be like a completely different like feeling, like a relief. And it's like, no, like it still is the same like feeling, because now it's like flipped. It's like, okay, now I feel like I like have to perform to the standard, which I mean, you shouldn't let people put standards on you, but it's just how sports are.
That was good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let them know. It's either way, it's gonna take something to get where you're trying to go. So
what do you think it takes to be the greatest?
From where I am now, I think it takes, the biggest word I can just think is like adaptation. I think it takes a lot of refining and just being able to adapt, whether it's, things like COVID, trying to adapt your training around it, around meet schedules, around training when you're trying to do other things. If you're in school with a student athlete, I think it takes a lot of adaptation. And I think if you're not able to adapt, then it's going to be hard to reach the top and be the greatest because I feel like we're always evolving, but you know, a lot of times, like I said, we can just become complacent or kind of just comfortable with where we are or what we've done, and it's like, well, I mean, you know,
right?
I'll get to put OLY, like I'm good, you know, or you can say like, oh, I'm a world champion. It's like, what's next?
Exactly.
And so just being able to adapt, whether it's like I said, a hardship, whether it's injury, whether it's success, being able to just adapt, and I think when you're able to do that, you experience success, and when you experience success over and over and over and over again, I mean, that's why they call you, you know, people the GOAT or the greatest, you know, because you're able to do that. And I think that's something that we see with some of the athletes that we like, man, that person's the greatest. It's like, man, they've been able to adapt through the ages, the years, the whatever it is. So what about you? What do you think it takes to be the greatest?
I'm gonna say I really think it takes like a certain mentality. I'm like a huge, I would say, Kobe fan. Before I ran out the Olympic trials, I read the whole Mama Mentality book. Like that whole 2 weeks I was in Oregon, I was just sitting there reading the whole thing. And I actually have a Mama Mentality tattoo on my arm.
Ooh, that's nice.
Thank you.
It hurt? Ooh.
Actually, okay, it didn't. Well, when I watched her,
okay,
I started off trying to watch her do it, and it felt like a little bit more painful.
Yeah.
But then I was like, okay, whatever, I'm gonna just look away. And then I didn't feel it after that.
Okay.
So, it's not that bad.
Okay.
But I really think that like becoming the greatest at something takes a strong mentality, just like a strong mental. My coach always tells me all the time that being at this professional level, everyone has talent, but it's about like the mental part, like how mentally strong you are. And so I think that's really like, I'm a person that tries to like work on that, making sure that my mental is strong, because sometimes if you don't perform how you want to perform or stuff like that, and especially with like how social media is these days, like
for sure,
you don't perform to their expectations, they will have something to say about it. And so just kind of like drowning out that noise and like having a strong mentality and just like working on that every day in practice is what I try to do, whether that's like annihilating the workout or annihilating whatever it is that I'm doing. I try to have a mentality to beat whatever it is that my goal is by this much, so that when I do go to race or do go to do this, that mark is like 10 times higher. So it's kind of like how I think about it. I've been like that since I started.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should read this book called The Mindful Athlete. It's by George Mumford. I don't know. My friend Dr. D, who's a psychologist, he's like, you need to try to read this book. I'm like, look, it's 8 days before USA's. I ain't gonna get through this book. But it was so insightful, and they actually talked about like Kobe and like the Lakers and their coach, and just how they, you know, how he like zoned in. They were talking about like the example was like there was a comedian telling jokes, and like they said Kobe did not laugh any during the shoot around, like, and they were just like, man, how did you stay so I mean, if you're up to it, if you get time, but it's called The Mindful Athlete, and I was just thinking about what you said. I was like, man, I really enjoyed the book and a lot of things that, you know, he wrote about, and I'm just like, man, this is true, you know. So I agree with you.
I will have to check that out. I definitely wish that I could have met Kobe Bryant and just asked him so many questions on just like how his mentality was and how he got to that point. Because I mean, like, I know it myself, and I have a coach that like he mastered a lot of stuff, and so like having him there does help me a lot, especially like mentally, in knowing like how to adapt to stuff, like you said, and how to mentally go into things. So I do appreciate having him, but
Yeah, get excited.